Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, Festival Edition. Today we are with Randall. Randall has a number of festivals throughout the year. Today we're going to highlight two that happened in April there in Georgia, the Spring Festival on Ponce and the Chastain. What was the Chastain?
Chastain Park Arts and Craft Festival.
Arts and Craft. Very good. Very good. Randall, first of all, thanks for joining us. Give us a little background on you. Tell us where you grew up and talk a little bit about your family and your career.
Thanks for having me. I am actually, my name is Randall Fox, and I'm with the Atlanta Foundation for Public Spaces. I grew up in Tampa, Florida, and then moved to Washington, D.C., which is kind of where we got this idea from. And I run about 18 major art festivals across the country through the year.
That'll keep you busy.
Yeah, we stay busy all year round.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Let's jump in. Let's jump into the first festival, the Spring Festival on Ponce. Talk a little bit about that, and really, I guess, three questions that really help the listener get a full grasp on it. What does it look like? What does it smell like? Meaning, environment, is there food? Those kind of, they really want to know about food. And then what does it sound like? What is the atmosphere? Is there music? Is there entertainment? What's going on?
Actually, I mean, those are all good points. We actually have all of it. So the Spring Festival in Ponce is located at the Olmsted Linear Parks, which is a major park system which goes through Midtown, downtown Atlanta into Decatur. Olmsted Park was originally designed by the gentleman who did the Central Park in New York City. We are located in two of the parks, Springdale and Virgil Lee. We've got about 125 to 150 artists. We've got live music. We've got food trucks. We've got entertainment for kids. And it's a great way to spend the entire weekend. What's nice about this event is when you're driving, past the parks on any given week, they're pretty parks. They're linear parks. They're walking parks. But for the weekend, we create, like I like to say, a small village or a small community of artists for the weekend. The event is really focused around artists and the community. So each of our events are demographically placed and charged in that manner. There's plenty to do. You can come for an hour, you can come for the entire day.
Oh, very good. Now, compare that event to the Chastain event. Give us the comparisons, tell us the differences.
Sure. The Chastain Park Spring Arts and Crafts Festival is located in Chastain Park, or the northern Buckhead area of Atlanta. So Spring Ponce is in Midtown. This is up in the northern Buckhead area. It's in the Chastain Park. It is a tree-lined park throughout the Chastain Park. It's in one of the highest demographic areas in Metro Atlanta. So the tax base is about 38% of Metro Atlanta's tax base. Average home price is around $2.5 to $3 million. There, we've got anywhere from 125 to 200 artists, and it's a nice walk. It's a meandering walk. Same thing. We've got music, live music. We've got food. We've got children's entertainment, and we've got artists from all across the country. It's one of our biggest events.
What I like about what I'm hearing and what I've seen is the diversity that is there to offer. It seems like you really have covered the basis, not only for the demographics, but also age as you go through there. Talk about the focus that you've had in the midst of that.
It's really built around the community. We started with the Chastain Park Arts Festival back in 2009. And it was really designed around the community. I used to sit on the Civic Association board, and they wanted an event up there. The interesting thing about Atlanta, which a lot of people don't understand, is we're demographically charged in the sense of people stay in their little pockets. Folks that are in Chastain don't typically go to Midtown. People in Midtown don't go to Marietta or Duluth, which is one of the reasons why we've been so successful in what we do, because we're really focused on the community and what's around the community. The other nice thing about Chastain, though, is we have artists regionally. So all across the states, from as far away as Hawaii, Michigan, Seattle. And every year it's a different group. So you can come every year and you'll find something new. And one of the things I like most about what we do is we have something for everybody. There's times that you go to an arts festival and everything's nice and everything's pretty, but you can't afford it.
Right.
Or it's, you got to think about spending $5,000 for a painting for the weekend. In this case, we want everyone to go home with something. So we've got a little bit of everything. So no matter what your demographic is, what your budget is, or what you're looking for, you're going to walk away with something. And it's focused around, again, families. You can bring the kids, you can bring mom and dad, and everyone can hang out for the weekend.
That's perfect. Is that something that is difficult to vet in the curating process when you are selecting who's there and who's not?
No, we've been lucky in the fact that we've got a very wide reach for our artists. So when we're going through the applications and looking at them, we look at is their price point focused for what we want? Is someone gonna be able to bring it home? Again, there's some amazing art festivals out there, Art Basel, Gasparilla in Tampa. But you got to think about spending $5,000-$10,000 for a painting. In this case, while we have it, we still have a gamut of something for everybody. One of my favorite things about the festival on Ponce, the Spring Festival on Ponce, is it's really the kickoff for the spring season, the Spring Festival season. Whereas Chastain is in May, it's been every Mother's Day. And I've had folks from Savannah, Charleston, North Carolina, Alabama come in because it's a Mother's Day event. It's something they can spend the day with mom, get outside, and entertain mom and the family.
But you said 18 events a year, 16 to 18, is that right?
18 events. Most of them are in Metro Atlanta, and we go to Dallas 3 times a year.
Now you don't do that many events unless you're passionate about it. What from your childhood or your early adulthood led you to this and put you in a position where you could channel your passion into something and give back? Actually,
it's interesting. For 25 years, I was a flight trauma nurse. So, the nurse that's on the helicopter.
Sure.
I lived in DC, was head of the trauma unit there at Washington Hospital Center. Up on Capitol Hill, we had a Easter market, which is the nation's oldest farmers market. When we moved to Atlanta, we didn't have that. The neighborhood was like, oh, we want something like that. That's how we started the Chastain Park Arts Festival. It was really focused on what the community wanted. And the thing is, Atlanta is kind of landlocked. You're not going to go to the beach. You're not going to go to the lake. So in Atlanta, we're always looking for something to do, always. And that's what it's about. It's about the community. It's about the artists. I work with many artists who I've worked with since 2006 that are able to make an income doing this because of what we do. In Atlanta, I'm happy. They love it. And we moved over to Dallas. We do several in Dallas. And again, it's the same thing. We really focus on the community and what's going on in the area.
How do you get that information, especially when you're in a different city that you're not residing in? How do you can make that connection?
Make the connection as far as advertising, or make the connection as far as the event?
Yeah, getting a feel for the community and to know what they are and what their demographics are. And
well, I live here in Atlanta. I've been here for 20 plus years, and in Dallas, I've got a place in Dallas, so I kind of knew it.
Okay, so you just spent some time there.
Yeah. But you can really, you can look at the demographics. You'll get a feel for the neighborhood. One of the things that I like most is I can kind of go to a site and say, this will work, this won't work, or this is how you would lay it out.
Sure.
And I've gotten very lucky with that, and it's worked.
Perfect. I love it. I love what you're doing. I'm sure that Atlanta is super fortunate to have you, and now you get to expand that to Dallas. Couple fun questions. We talked a lot about seriousness, but before we do that, let's talk about the actual dates and the location of these 2 events. And then if you want to throw in a few more of them, well, let's talk about those. I want to know the dates, where they're at, and then also, do you have one centralized website where people can pull this information from?
Yeah, so let's start there. So the website is A is in Apple, F is in Frank, F is in Frank, P is in Paul, S is in Sam, Atlanta Foundation for Public Spaces.com. Okay. There you'll find all of our stuff. But I've got an amazing PR team, Karen West and Chad Sharing, Karen West PR. So they really get the information out there. One of the things I pride ourselves on, if you're looking for an event, you can Google events in Atlanta or Google events in Dallas, and you will find us.
Yeah.
One of the things I charge them with is making sure that we are Google page dominating. So if you just Google an event in Atlanta, you will find us there.
Yeah, there you go.
The nice thing is, festivals are kind of seasonal. So when I talked about Spring Festival in Ponce, it starts in April. Well, we've got an event almost every weekend. We've got Spring Festival in Ponce. I'm looking at my board. First week in April. Next year it's April 6th and 7th. And then after that, we've got Duluth, which is outside of Metro Atlanta. Roswell Spring Arts Festival. Chastain Park, which we talked about, is Mother's Day weekend. That's the May 5th, May 5/11 and 5/12. My mistake. And one of them we didn't mention is Piedmont Park. Piedmont Park is one of my favorite events. Piedmont Park is one of the largest parks in Metro Atlanta. That one's in August. We've got 250 artists there. I mean, we've always got something to do. But if you just Google it, events in Atlanta, you will find us.
Perfect. Okay, a couple of fun questions, because I am in live music and live entertainment full time. I always ask these, and these are just for my personal information. I want to know, what is the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
What's funny? It was actually just recently. It was Tanya Tucker, the return to Tanya Tucker.
Really?
And I say that because she's a legend. She's a legend, and I grew up with her. So to see her not, and as she says, not make a comeback, but return, I was really impressed by the fact that she did that.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's the first Tanya Tucker that we've heard. Dead or alive, you get to see one musical actor artist. Who would you want to see?
It would be like, again, go back to the legends. Buddy Holly, Patsy Cline, the true legends of music that were around.
Yeah.
That's who I would go see. And you got Dolly Parton. I'm a big country music fan. I grew up on old classic country music, Charlie Rich and things like that. She's got staying power. So
yeah,
those are the ones I would see.
No, absolutely.
I see your cowboy hat. Had I known you had one, I would have wore mine. I've got about
why, dude? You're gonna cover up all that hair, man. You got a beautiful head of hair. What's
Thanks.
that about?
I've got about 150 cowboy hats.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today, Randall.
Oh, wait. I got another good music one. Diana Ross. Diana Ross, I saw her at Red Rock a couple years ago. Oh. An amazing show.
Yeah.
But again, she's a legend.
Yeah.
She's a legend.
She is very good. Randall, this has been great. I appreciate you being on with us.
Thanks for taking the time. And again, look for us, find us. We're here.
Absolutely will. So, well, baby, I'm on.